Single dads don't belong in CEO summits. They're too busy babysitting to lead anything important. The words landed cold as Claire Whitmore, a high-profile CEO in New York, stepped into a private tech conference hall in Manhattan. Her tone carried just enough volume for others nearby to hear. As she passed Daniel Hayes, she brushed his shoulder, causing his folder to slip and scatter papers across the polished floor. Daniel bent down quietly to gather them. Around him, a few sharply dressed executives exchanged glances. A white American single father with a modest suit and a slightly worn briefcase. He did not match the image of influence this room expected. Claire adjusted her blazer and moved on, already focused on her keynote panel. Investors, media, and industry leaders filled the room. Everything had to be perfect. Daniel took a seat in the back. Inside his folder were not just notes, but months of research, late nights after putting his son to bed. He was not here by accident. He had earned a last-minute slot in a startup pitch session, one often overlooked. Midway through the event, a disruption hit. One of the keynote speakers canceled unexpectedly. The organizers scrambled. The schedule was collapsing in real time. Daniel approached a coordinator and offered a solution. He spoke calmly, explaining his work in AI-driven financial systems. The coordinator hesitated, then glanced toward Claire. Claire walked over, clearly skeptical. "You think you can step into a keynote slot?" she asked. Her voice edged with disbelief. Daniel met her gaze without hesitation. "I don't think. I know I can." There was no time to argue. Minutes later, Daniel stood on stage. At first, the audience was unsure. Then he began. His words were clear, grounded, and real. He spoke not just of innovation, but of resilience, of building systems that worked for people balancing real lives. The room shifted, heads nodded, phones lowered, attention locked in. When he finished, the silence broke into strong applause. Then a standing ovation. Claire watched, stunned. The man she dismissed now held the room effortlessly. Afterward, she approached him again, slower this time. Her eyes caught a small note tucked in his folder. A child's handwriting that read, "You got this, Dad." Daniel noticed her glance and smiled. "He's my reason." Claire exhaled, her earlier certainty gone. In a world obsessed with labels, she finally understood. True leadership is not about fitting a role, but about rising beyond what others expect, and proving it when it matters most.
Like and subscribe. Watch more inspiring stories on our channel.